Are you a working student, service-related worker, government employee, business owner, or someone who works to suffice their daily necessities? Well, I am more than happy and honored to know our modern day heroes. A pleasant day, everyone. I am Glessen S. Villena, the leader of Group 6. So, let's recall our knowledge about Labor Day. In various countries, when was the official celebration of Labor Day? So with that, did you know that Labor Day was first observed in the Philippines on May 1, 1903 when 100,000 workers marched through Malacanang demanding a fairer working conditions from then American-led government? The first official celebration of Labor Day took place on May 1, 1913 when 36 Union convened a labor congress at Cine on CM Recto Street, then known as Ascaraga in Manila. With that, it is also known as the Araw of Manggagawa. It is the Labor Day, which is known as the regular holiday in the Philippines. It is to honor our workers and give them a regular holiday rest. Along with that, it is most commonly associated as a commemoration of the achievements of the labor movement. So, the holiday may also be known as the International Workers' Day or May Day, and it is marked with a public holiday in over 80 countries.
What are factors of productions? In economics, factor of productions are the resources people use to produce goods and services. They are the building blocks of the economy. Economists divided the factors of production in four categories. Number one is land. Land includes any natural resources used to produce goods and services, anything that comes from the land. Land resources are the raw material in the production process. Number two, labor. Labor is the effort that people contribute to the productions of goods and services. Labor resources include work done by the waiter who brings your food at a local restaurant. Number three is capital. Some common examples of capital includes hammer and forklifts. Capital differs based on the worker and the type of work being done. Number four is the entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship are a vital engine of economic growth, helping to build some of the largest firms in the world.
What is labor? Labor is the effort that people put in just to produce goods and services. If you have ever been paid for a job, you have contributed labor resources to the production of goods and services. Labor resources, also known as labor, are one of the three main factors of production in basic economics alongside the input and the land. The ability to perform work or provide workers to a specific industry or economic sector can be used to define labor in its broadest sense. A labor resource typically involves some level of human labor in the production process, whether it's with a single person or a group of employees. In other words, labor resources include an employee's physical and mental contributions to the creation of the goods. On simplest definition, labor resources include the work done by the waiter who brings your food at a local restaurant, as well as the engineer who designed the bus that transport us to every establishment. And it includes an artist's creation of painting, as well as the work of the pilot flying the airplane overhead. Furthermore, the study of the labor force as a component of the production process is known as labor economics. All people who work for pay in the labor market, whether as employees, employers, or self-employed people, as well as those who are unemployed but looking for a job, are considered to be a part of the labor force. Additionally, in the field of labor economics, everything that has an impact on workers before, during, and after their working lives is studied. And this includes childcare, education, pay and incentives, fertility, discrimination, their non-work time, and the pension reforms. Labor markets can be geographically constrained within nations or regions, or maybe globally. They function through the interaction of employees and the employers. In relation to this, the labor economics also considered the mobility of workers within and across these markets and their employers.
So let us now discuss the Philippine labor force situation as of May of 2022. On the recent study made by the Philippine Statistic Authority or PSA, it shows that the unemployment rate in the Philippines jumped to a 3 months high in May, while job quality deteriorated despite the increase of our economic activities. Preliminary data from the Statistic Agency shows that the jobless rate in May reached 6%, higher than 5.7% in April. However, this was still lower than 7.7% in May last year. It was the highest unemployment rate recorded since 6.4% in February this year. Job quality deteriorated as the underemployment rate, the proportion of those already working but still looking for more work or longer working hours to the total employed population, jumped to 14.5% in May from 14% in April. It was the highest underemployment rate in 2 months or since 15.8% in March. PSA data also shows that the size of the labor force in May was approximately 49.11 million, up by 618,000 from 48.393 million in April. This brought the labor force participation rate to 64% of the country's working age population in May, improving from 63.4% the previous month. The employment rate was recorded at 94% in May from 94.3% in April. This was equivalent to 46.84 million employed people in the Philippines. In May, from 45 in 631 million previously. However, the employment rate in agriculture is to 22% in May from 23.6% in April. Now, let us discuss why resource market exists for all four factors of production and how the analytical spotlight is often played on labor resources. One of the reasons for this special attention is that labor constitutes a majority of resources used in production. It's around 60%. Any activity transpiring in resource market, such as unemployment, is most likely to affect the labor. Another reason for that is that unemployment of labor has a direct bearing on individual living standard and the well-being of the large segment of the population in a society. If problems like unemployment emerge, many members of our society, especially voting citizens, are most likely to suffer.
And now, I'm going to discuss about the topic of the concept of natural unemployment. Milton Friedman and Edmund Waltz, both winners of the Nobel Prize in Economics, created the idea of the natural rate of unemployment, also known as the structural unemployment rate, in the 1960s. In all situations, the prize primary objective is listed as the concept's development. It reflects the fictitious unemployment rate necessary for long-run levels of total production. If there are no other temporary fictions, such as incomplete price adjustments in the labor and goods markets, this level is consistent with aggregate production. Therefore, the natural rate of unemployment is the rate of unemployment that would be present according to a classical theory of how operation is determined. It is mostly unaffected by the economic dimension, which includes manufacturing options and economic institutions. The natural rate of unemployment may include involuntarily unemployment if these institutional features include persistent wage or labor market mismatches. Full employment in the nation is implied by a strong, dynamic economy with rising GDP levels. However, there will be some unemployment. No matter how strong or booming a country's economy is, it is impossible to reach zero unemployment. Actual unemployment will increase when disturbances such as cyclical shift in investment sentiment occur. As shown in a Keynesian theory of output determination, output will continuously deviate from the natural rate and be partially influenced by factors affecting aggregate demand. The policy implication is that demand management measures, including monetary policy, cannot permanently lower the natural rate of unemployment but can stabilize fluctuations in actual unemployment. According to the concept, reducing the natural rate of unemployment requires structural policies focused on the supply side of an economy. And that concludes my discussion about the topic of the concept of natural unemployment.
Good day, everyone. I am Vanessa Nalijan V. Pardo, and I am going to discuss the components of natural unemployment. So, number one, we have frictional unemployment. Number two, we have the structural unemployment. And last is the surplus unemployment. So, what is frictional unemployment? Frictional unemployment occurs when unemployed individuals look for jobs as a part of life transitions or after quitting a previous employment to find a better one. Such unemployed individuals includes fresh graduates or the new entrants, job resignees, and also the re-entrants who earlier took a break from employment. Frictional unemployment does not also raise much alarm while framing the national policies, as it is unavoidable and usually lasts for a short term.
Causes of frictional unemployment. Employee dissatisfaction. Many times, the workers feel disappointed or are unhappy at their current job due to low wages, poor working conditions, or role ambiguity. Thus, they quit their position. The skill gap. The employees prefer to leave when they find themselves incompetent for a position. They sometimes lack complete knowledge, skills, or expertise essential to fulfill the given task. Personal reasons. Sometimes, workers resign due to personal reasons and then look for a new job to re-enter the workforce. Such individuals may quit due to family moving out of town, further studies, raising a newborn child, health condition, etc. Education. Fresh graduates who have never been employed and are out of work till they join their first job. And lastly, economic conditions. A booming and supportive economy that allows unemployment insurance can support the unemployed till they find a replacement. In addition, it can give workers the courage to quit existing employment with the assurance of finding a better one. What is structural unemployment? Structural unemployment is caused when there is a disparity between knowledge and skills that the employer demands offered by their employees. It is usually generated due to several changes like recession, deindustrialization, etc. As a result, individuals cannot work in the economy because of different skill requirements.
Top causes of structural unemployment. First one is geographic. There are places where the workers' skills match the jobs available, but this place can be far from the workers' geographical region, and the workers are not ready to relocate to such areas. Number 2 is microeconomic changes. Older workers face these issues. They have worked in a certain skills with perfection, but suddenly, the job related to that particular skills are found nowhere, and their skills have become obsolete. Let us take the example of Dubai, which is known as oil-rich company. However, in today's scenario, it becomes an economy that depends more on tourism and logistics. Therefore, all workers who had expertise in oil drilling were jobless, and there was a shortage of workforce, professionals, and staff in the hotel. The third one is wage-related. Wage-related is one of the causes of structural unemployment, where workers often do not accept the job because of the package they offer is very little. However, such low package are an abundance of labor that is easily available at a low price. Disadvantage of structural unemployment. There are 4 types of disadvantage of structural unemployment. First one is inefficiency. The main problem with the structural unemployment is the efficiency factors. When there is no work for the huge percentage of the workers, the high amount of workforce used for production goes unused. Only efficient economies can use the labor force to its maximum. Number 2 is support cost. Another disadvantage of structural unemployment is the country's cost while supporting the unemployed workers at a given point. Although some of the countries do not pay to help the unemployed, some countries provide benefits in cash or kind of unemployed workforce. Third one is instability. Structural unemployment also increases instability in the country. Although structural unemployment at a lower level in modern economies is necessary, there can be unrest when it elevates its peak. That is because all the job seekers want to get employed to earn money. But if they fail to get a job, they may cause violence or push the government to change. And the last one is crime. Unemployment and crime are correlated. In need of money, people start indulging in robbery to meet their living expenses. Crime increases the instability in the area. It results in the spending money on security rather than producing goods and services.
Next is the cure for structural unemployment. First is the efficient training of the workforce. Training is important because it represents a good opportunity for employees to grow their knowledge base and improve their job skills to become more effective in the workplace. Despite the cost of training for employees, the return of investment is immense if it is consistent. There are several reasons why it is important for employers to initiate training programs for their employees, such as: first, it improves skills and knowledge; second, it satisfies the recommendations of performance appraisals; third is it prepares employees for higher responsibilities; it also shows employees they are valued; next, it tests the efficiency of a performance management system; and last, it improves IT and computer skills. The second one is breaking barriers related to geography, to improve understanding and communication between people who are from different places. The talks were meant to break down barriers between the two groups or people from different places. Next is, what is surplus unemployment? Surplus natural unemployment is caused by government intervention. Government can intervene with the wage structure of businesses by setting policies restricting wages falling below a benchmark value. It can also happen with unions because employers must pay the mandated wage while staying with their payroll budget. The only way to do this is to let some workers go. It's the consequences of an unfunded mandate.
And that concludes our presentation. If you have any queries or questions, you can chat us through our personal GC.
Thank you and have a nice day.